Hello, this is JDS8585 and I am doing a commentary on the Defiant vs. Jab Clan Wars North America, and I believe Jab is defending on this, and we are here to take the tile 16 on the map. Now, this is on Middleburg, and I'm in my IS-4, and we're currently going up this hill. Most of our battles on Middleburg are done up here on the hill. Now this may take some time. Now as we're going up this hill, the mediums up front are doing their best job at trying to spot the enemy mediums, but not to take any damage, or at least try not to take any damage while the hippies get up this hill. Now, I'm up the hill, so I'm approaching my point, which is over at this little sloping burr over here, I guess. And what I'm doing is try to give these mediums some support. But what it looks like that Jab is doing, they're playing a very defensive game, since none of these guys up in the enemy position are too keen to move up or too keen to take any shots. So at this point, both of our teams are pretty much just poking up to try to take shots at each other. And nothing really much is going on. We're doing our best to conserve our hit points in this point of the battle, but as we head out into the later part of the battle, you'll see that time starts to run out, and we had to make a move on these guys because these guys weren't making any moves on us. So our mediums are trying to move up. We're trying to fake a rush here. Us heavies, or my only heavy, this IS-4, is moving up here, and then there's 3 mediums behind me. And it looks like we're gonna push, but we end up not doing so. So we back up, kind of just trade shots with each other. That T-62A up there literally took like 5 heat rounds to the face. He tanked it with his face pretty good. And yeah, so we're just backing up. I'm backing up. We reposition. Most of these guys are back into their original position. And then at this point, Tex, who is the caller for the game, wanted me to come over on the left side of the hill to try and push their flank, to try to take some pressure out from that right side. Now this maneuver worked out pretty well, since it drew fire from that right side and drew fire from the guys that were on this left side over here, which were the 215B, the Leopard 1, and the T110E3. And so we're just kind of pushing up, trying to alert these guys that while we're over here, you better come deal with us, and which is exactly what that T110E3 swings around to come deal with us. So we've got their attention, and now I'm backing up, getting away from this dude, and I get hit through the side from these guys over here. So now these guys have their attention on us, and I end up losing half my hit points, but it's all good. It worked exactly as it intended. Now I think Tex is going to end up dying here, and so am I. But my main goal at this point was to take out that E3, that heavily armored big gun. And I'm trying my best to pen this dude with heat, but nothing's freaking working. And then I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit from the side. So I plant one into the 215B. And I'm just checking my sight to make sure that friggin' no one rushes me. So as I reload, I'm gonna try and connect one to this E3. Bam, he's done. Okay, so my job was done, and now it's up to these guys. I evened out the scores now. We're trailing down by 1 tank. But at this point, I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can before I end up going down. And it's inevitable that I was gonna go down. Now this Leopard 1 is here to execute me. There's one shot in. I put a shot into the Leopard. Now he's got his adrenaline. He wasted his adrenaline on me, and he takes me out. And this STB comes over to try to deal with these guys, but it's already too late. We've pretty much died. But now these guys are pushing up since we've attracted most of the attention on that side. And now we're again down by another tank as this IS-7 is taken out of the game. Now our mediums are just trying to do some damage control here. They're trying to focus fire and just trying to keep alive. Now this E-100 is trying to plant a shot into the Yagi 100. There he goes, he plants one in, but he takes massive return fire from that Yagi 100. And it looks like we've lost another tank. So now it's a 2v3. Now that 215B knows that this E-100 is down to 300 hit points, so he's coming around to deal with this E-100. And there he is, and I'm trying to tell this dude that this 215B is behind him. But he goes out, plants a high explosive into the side of that Leopard, kills him. And now it's a 1v2, but STB kills the low health Object 140. And now he's gonna come to deal with this 215B. And now right about here, he receives a shot from the 215B, but bounces his return shot. And now, this is lucky right here. He kills him with a high alpha roll mag gun, and we end up winning the game out of pure luck, pretty much. Okay, so my thoughts on the battle. Now, it was a very hard-fought battle. Both sides played pretty well, especially the JAG team. They played expertly in that battle. Now, I'm going to show you some footage of some of the practice, but to go back on the previous battle with Storm, I believe. Now, they tried some funky maneuver on this map where they tried to go cap, and now their flaw on this map was they had a good plan, but they didn't execute their plan to what it was intended to do, which was to draw us into town. Now, we were drawn into town, but their job was then to defend the cap, but they didn't end up defending the cap. They just moved around the town to try and deal with the situations that were coming in, since we had the town pretty much surrounded. And if they had just stayed in one position and capped out, they probably would have won the game by capping. It was only when I interrupted that cap that we pretty much threw their plan away. So with Jab, their plan was to just go on full defense. If you look up at their tank lineup, they were running an E-100, a Yagi 100, a T-110 E3, and a bunch of high DPM medium tanks. And it was obvious from the beginning that they were going to just go for a straight defense. And we tried to work around that, and we ended up just kind of beating ourselves over to try to kill these guys. And in the end, again, it was a hard-fought battle, and it pretty much set the tone for the future battle that we're going to have with this clan, which I may end up uploading as well, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do another commentary like this until I get some feedback, since this is pretty much my first commentary. So I'll leave you guys to watch our practice run on this map, and see you guys later.